To be able to understand polymorphism, let us understand how the concept of polymorphism works. Supposedly you hear a doorbell. What do? You go and open the door. You hear a mobile phone ring. What do? You go and pick up the phone. You hear an alarm bell. What do? You would
We
go
will
and
switch
switch
it
off
off.
the alarm. Exactly. Now the question is, what is common in between? Some kind of bell is being run. This is the common. According to the voice coming from the bell, according to the voice you respond. The action that is taken is differentiated by the difference in the voice. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि दरवाजे की घंटी बजी और आप फोन उठाने लग जाओगे. This will not happen. Or does it happen? ऐसा कभी हुआ है? Or your mobile bell is ringing and you go and open the door. Has it happened ever?
No, ma'am.
It does not happen. You are very clear. Whenever it is a doorbell, according to that bell, you will be opening the door. Whenever it is a mobile phone ringtone, you will be looking to your mobile. It's an alarm bell, you will be switching off the alarm. You know that by the voice which is coming from the particular bell. So which is the bell? Accordingly, you react. This concept in itself is known as polymorphism. That voice is common. Listening to the voice, this is a common thing that you will be doing in all three. But the reaction that you are giving to listening to the voice is different. ऐसे समझ लो कि और easily समझो. Supposedly you have differentiated between the mobile ringtones only. So your mobile has different ringtones. You have say ringtone 1 for your mama, ringtone 2 for your friend, and ringtone 3 for your boyfriend or girlfriend. See, I'm not saying you have one. I'm just assuming. Okay. So let us assume what is happening in this case is when this ringtone is ringing, it can be missed once, twice, 3 times. When this ringtone is ringing, you generally will be picking it up. And when this ringtone is ringing, you will rush to pick it up. So according to the ringtone which is ringing, what you do is you perform different actions. Clear हो गया ना? और सिंपली आवाज लगा रहे हैं तो मम्मी ने आवाज लगाई, पापा ने आवाज लगाई और सिस्टर ने आवाज लगाई. पता है ना कि different क्या रिएक्शंस होंगे सब पे. So concept of polymorphism is now clear. I hope the concept has no doubts now. So
Yes, ma'am, it is clear.
Yes, ma'am, clear.
This is only the concept. How is this concept going to be implemented? So there are two kinds of polymorphism that we can have. Currently, we are sticking to function polymorphism. How can function polymorphism be implemented? Using function overloading. So when we are talking about programming language, we have object-oriented programming, C++, which is one concept here, not available in earlier languages. So this can be implemented. Supposedly, I'm having a very simple function. I want to add two variables. So I am having integer add, and I'm having two integer variables to be added. I'm only writing the prototypes of the function here. I'm only giving the prototypes. That is the function declarations. Another is I want to add two float kind of variables. Now integer function will not be accepting float arguments. So what if I want to add two float kind of arguments? It is also possible I want to add two double kind of arguments. And I am returning the answer in double. It is again possible here that I want to add two character arrays. But while adding two arrays, what I want to do is, just if I am adding Shweta and single, if I am adding Shweta is one character array, say C1, single is another character array C2. If I am adding these two, then I have their concatenated string, which is Shweta, and a space is added and I am having single here. This is also addition. This is by meaning it is add, but here the variables are different and the actions are different. So here I am giving another prototype where I am having my character. Now here the character is not only the data type. Here what I am returning here is a character pointer also you can return. I am returning an address, so I can return an address to the initial pointer also. You can choose whichever way, both are possible. And I am having add, and here also I am having a character string, another character string. So I am having two strings which will be passed here, and so on and so forth. So how will the compiler know which of the add is being called? See, the name of the function is the same. The thing which is to be noted in function overloading is that although the name of all the functions here is same, the name of the function that I am using, this name of the function is same. Even after being function being same, we have different, what is different? Different set of parameters. Different set of parameters. Now, what do I mean by different set of parameters? The difference in the set of parameters can be in two types. One is the number of arguments. Another is the type of arguments. Now, in the current example, all of the functions are having only two arguments, two integer, two float, two double, two character arrays. Okay. So what is differentiating between these is the type of arguments. By the type of argument, at the time of function call, कौन सी घंटी बजी है उससे आपको पता चलना है कि क्या एक्शन करना है. So जब ये functions call होंगे, from that call you will decide which definition is to be executed. So supposedly these are the function declarations. For them, if I am having function calls, let us understand what is happening now here is, supposedly I am giving, say I am writing some integer I, say some double D, I am taking some float F, and I am taking a character array, so character pointer I am taking some, so pointer S I am taking. So here I am saying that I is equal to add 100 comma 200. I am having another double is equal to add 2.3569 comma 4.6. I am just taking some example. And I am having another example, this F is equal to add. And I am having my S, which is a pointer variable, which is here equal to add. I'm adding two strings. Supposedly I'm adding C and I'm adding plus plus. So there are two strings which I'm adding here. So what happens here is whenever I'm calling the function, by the call it is decided which definition would be executed. If now add is the same. Compiler को पता चल रहा है यहाँ पे दो integer types of data है. So it will try and match. Whichever function definition matches, that definition will be executed. Whichever function definition matches, that definition will be executed. This add is not only restricted to these data types only. आप class के objects में भी add create कर सकते हो. Like time है, you are adding to time. The same function can be overloaded. Now again, instead of having your only add for time, supposedly you are having two complex numbers जिसमें आपको real और imaginary parts add करने, then also you can have using the same function name different object types as the parameters. So I hope the concept of if I want to write the definition of these functions, so I will be having supposedly integer add, I'm having integer A, integer B, and here supposedly I'm returning A plus B. This is one function definition. Another is say double add double A. Here it is important to mention the name, so I'm mentioning the name double B, and the function definition says return. Again I'm having A plus B. Then I'm having float, add, I'm having float A, float B, and again I'm having return A plus B. Finally, the fourth function that I'm having, that function I'll rewrite here. The fourth function which we are having, supposedly I'm having character pointer and I'm having add, having a character pointer, having, I'll have to mention name here, so string 1, character pointer string 2. Either I can use a string cat here, I can use return. For that I will have to use the correct file. I can use strcat s1 comma s2. I can return that, or I can use a for loop and I can add in a new string and I can return. That is, I take another, say, character pointer s over here. What I'm doing is for integer I have to add both of them. So I will be copying, either I can do that in S1 only, or I can copy S1 में S2 का later on copy कर दो and return S1, or you can do any manner. So what I'm doing is, for I is equal to, say, initially where I should be, so I should be is equal to length of S1, current length of S1. So I S1 की length पे है, and I'm saying that I should be having some j for j is equal to 0, and I should be mentioning the condition here is s2 of j is not is equal to backslash 0 is your null character, and I will be doing j plus plus and I plus plus. And within the loop, what am I doing? S1 of I is equal to S2 of j. So it will be getting added, sorry. And finally, I can return S1. So I will be returning this. So this is one way of doing concatenation of two characters. So what will this program do? And accordingly, if I'm calling this, if I'm now cout I, cout D, cout F, cout S, you will accordingly be seeing in the main function what is happening. These are different function definitions. These function calling would be happening within some main function. Yes, I am calling a function where I am having characters as the parameters, and there is no function definition where characters are there. Single character is there as parameter. In that case, when I am having the arguments that do not match any function definition type, then what happens is the compiler does automatic type conversion and then tries to do. So what it does is, character is converted to the next higher type, which is integer, and then it tries to match. Characters को integer से map कर रहे हैं, तो this function definition gets invoked. ASCII code of A, ASCII code of B gets added, and it gets returned into I. Similarly, if the float definition was not existing, if this definition would not have been existing, and if I'm calling this one to float function, supposedly FA and FB, then since float definition is not available, float will be type converted to, it will automatically be typecasted there in double type, and the function definition for double will be invoked in that case. This happens only for predefined data types. User defined data types के case में this cannot happen. So for predefined or basic data types, automatic upgradation will happen if a match is not found. If the match is found, then the correct function call will be there. If a match is not found, then it will upgrade to the next higher level and try to find a match. If still there is no match, then an error will be given to you.